Welcome, everybody. Captain Eddie here with Heart of Indie Radio, and welcome to day 2 of our International Indie Summer 2021. This is just such a cool event. Let me take just a minute to introduce our co-host here from all the way from New Zealand, Emme Lentino. Welcome.
Hey, Eddie. How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. And of course, the soul of Memphis, Avery Raquel, coming to us all the way from Toronto. Avery, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad we've got another day. It's exciting. There's just so many artists, I'm so thrilled about it.
Absolutely.
It's really cool that we could fill up 2 whole days of indie artists. And next year it's going to be 3. So
yes.
Wow. That's incredible. And we've already had such a good reaction as well from the viewers and listeners that tuned in yesterday. So thank you guys as well around the globe for supporting indie artists. And we really appreciate it.
And if you missed that show, you can still grab it on demand on YouTube or Mixcloud. So, it's going to be there. It'll be on our website too. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. So what do we got coming up? Emmy, who's up first?
Yes. Well, our first artist on tonight's show right here on Heart of Indie Radio is a family band called Still 18 from Canada. And they're awesome. It's Joey, their daughter Samantha, and Karen, and they've been touring the world for the last few years as a family. Still 18 is based in the Dominican Republic, and they're going to be doing an interview with me as well as singing their original song that's just coming out today, actually, called Just Hang On, right here on Heart of Indie Radio. So let's chat with Still 18. So excited. We've got Still 18. Now that's Joey, Karen, and Samantha. We call her Sam because we know her so well. And these 3 amazing musicians make up Still 18. And they're huge independent artists that have been traveling the globe, performing and songwriting. Although the pandemic's happened, you guys have still been able to have faithful fans throughout, which is a beautiful thing. So thank you guys for being on the show. How are you?
Thanks for having us. We're great.
We're doing great. Thank you so much, Emily.
Oh, thank you. I've of course have been your fans for the last couple of years, admiring your careers both individually and together. And you've been up to lots of exciting things. We're going to talk about that because I know there's lots of people watching today that want to know what you've been up to. So I'm going to ask this first question to Joey. So you recently were on the set of an exciting brand new film called Shotgun Wedding with Jennifer Lopez and Josh Duhamel. What was that like? And I believe that Samantha, you were also on set with your dad.
Yeah.
Yes, cool. We did an audition through our cell phones about 5 months ago. Chosen to be actors in the film alongside Jennifer Lopez and a whole bunch of other great Hollywood actors. So we were very lucky. And Samantha and I were there for 6 weeks filming, and it was in the Dominican Republic, in a very beautiful location. So it was one of the highlights of our lives, actually.
Yeah, I was going to
say. Yeah, I would imagine. Just casual.
Especially during the pandemic, too. Like, what a distraction. What a great distraction to have.
And tell me, what was it like being on the set and just sort of having that energy of people creating something together? And I mean, was it as magical as I imagine it being?
It really was. Everyone was so kind, like from all the people behind the scenes to the people, acting in the movie. And we spent the majority of the time in a pool. So we spent the majority of the time in a pool. And so 8 hours a day. So sometimes it got cold.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Everyone had a great attitude, and it was such a fun time. And I don't know if you're familiar with Jennifer Coolidge, but she's a really fun lady, and she was in the movie. She kept us laughing a lot. So it was a really great time.
That's so awesome. And you must have made a lot of friends then being on the set and just meeting different people.
Yeah, some lifetime friends for sure.
That's awesome. Sorry, Karen, and you were there as well?
No, I wasn't there. I had to, take care of business while they were off in the swimming pool swimming for 8 hours a day with Jennifer Lopez. And somebody had to stay home and feed the dog. But what I was going to say was so cute because Joe called me one day and he said, Jennifer Lopez touched me. I said, really? She was swimming in the pool. And what happened? She touched
Just put her arm on my back for about 20 seconds. But that was really a nice part of it. She's amazing. She's really, you get close to her like that, I mean, her voice and stuff, she's really amazing.
Yeah.
That
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that story. Meanwhile, you're there chopping up the food for the dog. Yes, honey. Thank you for telling me.
I'm glad for you, honey. She's very energy. She was a very nice person, which was nice.
Oh, I imagine. I'm a big J-Lo fan. I think that she's, or Jennifer Lopez, if we want to do the full name, but she's an amazing singer and performer. So what a cool experience. Now, what's neat about this story is that not only were you acting and being on set, but you were also creative in the music realm. I hear that you started writing a song, Joey. Is that true?
Yeah. About 2 years ago, I was in a hotel room with a piano for a few weeks writing a song. But it was, I really liked it a lot. It was
just the instrumental,
just the instrumental part of it, but I couldn't really, it wasn't ready to be a song yet. And I played it over and over again. And it was really, to me, something that I was really excited about. But I wrote so many songs since then, and Sammy and I have written so many songs that kind of stayed in the past. And then on this movie, I brought my keyboard with me and planned on writing songs. And this is one that kept coming out every time I would sit down to write a song. It almost magically came together. And then Samantha had an adjoining hotel room with mine. And I called her over and I said, Sam, I've got the words. And then there was this one bridge part that she said she had perfect words.
It was so weird because usually, you write a song all at once, or at least you have the intent of writing a specific song, even if that takes months to unfold. But I'd written this totally disparate part like 2 months before, just a few lines of a song, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, and never thought about it again. Then when I heard him sing the chords for this bridge, I was like, oh my goodness, and lyrically it fit in, so perfectly. It was just a weird roundabout way of writing it, but really interesting, and it was really meaningful for us to be able to write a song that's kind of like a souvenir of our trip there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And the song is called Just Hang On, correct?
Yes, we just shot a video for it here in the Dominican Republic as well. And we have it coming out in about a week. This Friday.
This Friday.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yay, Friday. This is so exciting. And of course you'll be performing it on the show as well after this, which is really exciting also to be able to see and hear that performance. So really excited to share that moment with you, as well as all of our viewers and listeners who are your fans, and maybe people that are discovering you this evening for the first time. So this is exciting. I'd love to know where folks can get this song, and also how you feel that this song kind of contributes to, the healing power of music, and something that obviously we're very passionate about here at Heart of Indie Radio, as well as, our listeners and you guys. So can you tell us how this song kind of fits into that experience, the healing power of music?
I think the song is about struggling. I mean, everybody in life, especially with this pandemic, even before, of course, but with the pandemic, I mean, a lot of people have been struggling, and it's about holding on and knowing and having a positive attitude, knowing that, to me, attitude is everything. But I mean, you've got to hold on. There is no turning back. I mean, you have to go forward and you have to pick yourself up no matter how many times you're down. And that's what life is. You pick yourself up and you go forward, and that's what creates
momentum.
A winner, a winning attitude. I mean, you have to pick yourself up and do it again, no matter how many times you get down.
No matter how
it doesn't matter. Keep going. That's all you've got.
And this song is a testament to the strength in all of us, really. That's what this is about, and we hope that when people hear it, that they'll feel inspired if they're going through a challenging time, just to know that this too shall pass.
Yes.
basically.
Yes. Well, I love the song. I was really excited to get a sneak peek at listening to it before it's released. So thank you. And I'm excited for our listeners to, of course, stream the song, download the song, follow you on social media. You can just tell us how we can stay in touch with all things Still 18. That would be awesome.
Sure. So still18.com with the 18 spelled out, not a number. And then we've got, /still18 on Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook,
Spotify. We're on everything. Apple Music.
If you want to be one of the first to hear it, then please follow us on Spotify or Apple Music, and you can be one of the first to hear it. That would be great, and we appreciate the support, Emme, so much
Thank you.
of you.
Yes,
and,
thank you
and,
so much.
Oh, we're excited. I'm going to ask you to do something super cheeseball, but, I think it'll be fun with it. Can you guys scoochie in so I could just see all of you all together? Scoochie in. And this is Still 18, a gorgeous band. They are so nice and kind and lovely people, but they also are really, really talented musicians. So thank you so much for being on the show this evening. Congratulations on all your success. And folks, get out there and get their brand new song out this Friday, September 3rd. Just hang on.
We're Still 18, and this is one of our newest songs live. It's called Just Hang On.
Hold on, hang on, 'cause things are gonna change in time. You'll find a light to guide the way. There's a spark left and a touch left, and we're gonna be okay. Just hang on. There's no shame in falling down. Just get your feet back on the ground. We're born, we grow, time flies. Here we are. tide shifting. It's a brand new day.
Wow, how cool was that? Still 18's been around with us for a while, right, Emme?
They have, yeah, the last couple of years, and it's been really nice to see and experience as one of their listeners all the different places they've been able to get to around the globe, even during the pandemic, which is quite extraordinary, really.
They've got such a history. It's so cool that that's a family unit too.
Absolutely, they're very close too. I did an interview with them last year, and I'll never forget when Joey said that every morning at like 5 a.m. he's up and he's surfing. And he's like, Samantha, come on, and so she gets up without it. And so they're like, yeah, we do spend every moment together.
Oh my goodness. And I feel like as a family, that must help with the dynamic of their band and how they can feed off of each other's energy when they're playing and recording and writing songs. Like in that interview, they were talking about that one time when they wrote that song. And so it must be nice, I mean, to have a little family band going on. There's definitely some good energy there.
Very cool.
Well, we got another performance coming up right now from another indie artist, Megan Pullis. Let's check this out.
Running away is not the solution. You gotta face the problem. Running away is not the solution. Turning to God might be the answer. Turning to God might be the answer. If you don't know your direction, turning to God might be the answer. You will find
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching the International Indie Summer 2021. This is our very first event like this, but this is just so cool. And we are honored to have none other than one of our own right here, Debbie Michelle. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. This is just so cool. We're so glad that you're here. So what's going on with you, musically speaking? What's going on?
So I just released my latest single, Find Love, on August 20th. And I just got word yesterday from my producer that my album is done being mixed, which is fantastic. And that is releasing on October 15th. So lots of music is coming your way next month.
Oh, this is just so awesome. Yeah, we noticed on social media that you have releases coming back to back, month after month after month. And that's really aggressive. So, our hats off to you. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I think, like, especially going into 2022, I'm planning on releasing a single in January, February, and March to try out the back-to-back singles thing, which I haven't really done before. I've always left 2 or 3 month gaps in between. So I'm trying that out next year to see how that goes, and I'm really excited.
Sure. So where is your brand headed? We've kind of noticed a shift in your music a little bit, and we kind of wanted to ask you, for the listeners, where you think your music genre is headed.
I think I'm definitely heading more pop country / country pop. I think my songwriting style is very story driven, and I focus a lot on lyrics, and country music definitely has that more than pop does. And I feel like I've been personally connecting with a lot more country music lately than pop. And so naturally, that's kind of finding its way into my style. And so, yeah, definitely more country from me coming soon.
Cool. So I gather from that then that you're probably going to make it down to Nashville to see us for the songwriting workshops.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be in Nashville in November for a retreat at the same time as the workshop. So yeah, I will have to catch up with everybody there.
Cool. That's going to be awesome. So one of the things that we're looking at during this event, this Indie Summer event, is music as a therapy tool, both for the writer and for the listener. So what are your thoughts on that?
So first, from the just music as a tool of therapy perspective, when I was in college, I actually started as a music therapy major, and I ended up changing my degree. But from my time doing that, especially in the clinical side, I've experienced so many moments where I truly witnessed the power of music in a clinical setting. And even though I didn't want to continue down that path of a major, I realized I can do that through songwriting. And I've definitely experienced it as a listener, turning to music during difficult times, finding comfort in that. And as a songwriter, I can do that for others. And I truly think it's a beautiful thing how something like music that is so universal is in every culture all over the world. But no matter what the lyrics are saying, no matter the musical style, we all have the same emotions and human experiences for the most part. And so anytime you go through something, it's so comforting to find healing through music. And I always like to talk about a song that I love, which is called A Song for Everything by Mary Morris. And it's basically talking about how there really is a song for everything. And I love that song because it's so true. Like, no matter what you're going through, you can find healing through finding a song that has said it first. And you're never alone. And I think that's the point that, especially during COVID and feeling, so isolated and alone, we're all feeling that. And, turning to music as a way of coping and for comfort and healing is definitely something I've done and so many others.
What a beautiful explanation. I have to ask something a little off topic. You ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You never know what's coming out of me, right? So
Yeah.
what's with the tiara up here on your head?
You froze for a second. Maybe say that again.
Your tiara.
Oh, my tiara. Okay, so I actually wore this for my sweet 16 birthday party like 8 years ago. And I don't know, it's just in my room. And I thought I would be funny and wear it for the interview because, let's face it, I'm a princess.
Okay, please tell me you've taken it off at least once in 8 years. Oh my goodness. That is just so cool. So are you going to include that like as part of your artwork on one of your EPs or something?
With the tiara, you know what? I should make this like part of my look. So maybe you'll see pictures with it sometime.
Yeah. Or just the tiara, kind of an Easter egg hunt.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be really funny too. Yeah.
Do the whole Taylor Swift thing. So how can people find you online?
So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Demi M. Schwartz. And you can also find my official website at demimschwartz.com.
Cool. So you're going to perform for us today worldwide. How does that feel?
I'm very excited. And I'm just like overall super excited for this event because especially when COVID started, there were so many virtual events with mainstream artists. iHeartRadio did a lot and so many others. And, you know, like I feel like there wasn't really any event for independent artists. This event is truly one of a kind. So being part of it alongside so many other incredible artists all around the world is such an honor. So I'm very excited.
That is so cool. So what are you going to sing for us today?
I'm going to sing my song Since I Met You, which is off of my upcoming album, Dear Diary.
That is so cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And why don't we head out and hear your tune right now?
Hi, I'm Demi Michelle. I'm so excited to be part of International Indie Summer 2021. This event is truly one of a kind, and I'm so grateful to my team at Heart of Indie Radio for organizing such a special event that celebrates music by independent artists all over the world. I'm going to perform my song Since I Met You, which is off of my upcoming debut album, Dear Diary. I hope you enjoy it. Day after day, it feels less likely we could have the love of a lifetime. Oh no. You had to take that possibility away when you went and turned the lights out on me. I tell you that I miss you and you say you miss me too, but all those just empty words, 'cause you never do anything about it. I wish I could leave this in the past like you did. If I never met you, I wouldn't feel like my world is falling apart. Even though I never had you, somehow you still managed to break my heart. Oh, I'm so over crying over what is, 'cause I never asked for this. And my life has become one big mess since I met you. Night after night the stars don't shine as bright, 'cause you left me in the shadows. Oh, I bet you're right under your clear blue sky while rain pours outside my windows. Oh, yeah, I tell you that I miss you and you say you miss me too, but all those just empty words, 'cause you never do anything about it. I wish I could leave this in the past like you did. If I never met you, I wouldn't feel like my world is falling apart. Even though I never had you, somehow you still managed to break my heart. Oh, I'm so over crying over what ifs, 'cause I never asked for this. And my life has become one big mess since I met you. I don't wanna miss you 'cause I doubt you miss me too, but I wish you wanted me the way that I want you. If I never met you, I wouldn't feel like my world is falling apart. Even though I never had you, somehow you still managed to break my heart. Oh, I'm so over crying over what ifs, 'cause I never asked for this. And my life has become one big mess since I met you, since I met you. Yeah, my life has become one big mess since I met you, since I met you. Yeah,
How cool was that? That was to me, Michelle. That's also kind of one of our own. She's part of this team. If you are a regular listener to Heart of Indie Radio and you watch our posts, our top 10 on the weekends, part of that now is Spotify. We make sure that we do a playlist for you so you can listen to the top 10. You don't have to search for it. It's all in one spot. Well, she does that. She's the one that handles that. So, but what a sweetheart.
She is. She's got a big heart, and she
Yeah.
really. I love that she shows the experience of the indie artist. You know, she really is authentic and is happy to kind of sit down with you and share from her heart, which is so cool.
Absolutely.
That's what indie music is all about. So
Absolutely.
we're just so honored that she's part of the team. She's got such a huge heart. We just love having her here. Speaking of featured artists, all right, Avery Raquel, the soul of Memphis, you're going to perform for us. What are you going to perform?
I'm going to perform an original that I wrote. I always say that, an original that I wrote. It's like so redundant. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but anyways, it's an original that I wrote. And I wrote it back in May of 2020. And I did like this whole songwriting challenge for myself during COVID because I didn't know what else to do. So I wrote 3 songs a week, and this is one of them, one of my experiments. But it's going to be on my up and coming album coming out in March, and I'm very excited. So this is a song called Please. Oh, well, I mean, I guess, okay. There we go. Caught me by surprise, how could I despise your company? It's all new to me, can't be why. Maybe I should walk away, leave these hearts at bay, no agony. Still so new to me, let's take our time. Love is a fire, you're the flame. Gonna add another player to your game. Never knowing what to say, mind is gonna stray. I think you should know by now that I'm stuck, so stuck. You whisper words to me, baby, can't you see? I'm not gonna just get up and leave. Give me time to breathe, please. We have a heart to heart every time we talk, persuading me, knowing I am blind. I'm in my pretty world, that's what I've been told. Can't think straight. How does my love rate on the line? Love is a fire, you're the flame. Gonna add another player to your game. Never knowing what to say, mind is gonna stray. I think you should know by now that I'm stuck, so stuck. You whisper words to me, baby, can't you see? I'm not gonna just get up and leave. Give me time to breathe, please, and the only time will tell. But I know your mind well, your heart is fell, and I know what we need, a little distance without distancing. Never knowing what to say, mind is gonna stray. I think you should know by now that I'm stuck, so stuck. You whisper words to me, baby, can't you see? I'm not gonna just get up and leave. Give me time to breathe, please just give me time to breathe. Just give me time to breathe, please. Thank you. So now we're going to go on to our next artist. I'm really looking forward to this one. Here is Matson Gregory with Don't Be Scared.
How beautiful was that?
Was
Another one.
awesome.
We just got this lineup of incredible artists here at Heart of Indie Radio. Madison Gregory's one of them. I remember the first song that I really got hooked on with her was War with Myself. You know, part of our initiative here at Hands of Grace Ray of Light and Heart of Indie Radio is suicide education, awareness, and prevention. And she's kind of a part of that. In fact, she's part of a bigger program we're going to initiate pretty soon. But War with Myself and Now Only Love is out. Just a beautiful artist.
Yeah, absolutely. And Avery, loved your song so much, the brand new song. Both of you, yeah, it was just like I'm just like bursting with pride. I'm so proud of both of you.
Exactly.
And, cannot wait for that song to be released. It is so catchy.
Thank
I love
you.
it so much.
Thank you.
I was just like, yeah, go Avery. Go.
Exactly. I'm just listening to her. Okay, this is going to be a greatest hits. I can already tell right now.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
Oh,
on
thank
the
you.
playlist. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely. The songwriting challenge was a success, I believe.
hope so.
I was about to say, that's no experiment, girl. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. And thanks too to Mats and Gregory for Don't Be Scared. Yeah, great song. Really, really
Absolutely.
cool. This is such a neat event, Eddie. Honestly, I'm just, yeah, it's just so cool to see. So I know I'm just like, it's rarely that I'm speechless, right? Because I
No, we all
but
are.
I'm just like, that's about it, folks. I'm really, really happy that we're here. And thank you so much for putting it together and for all the indie artists that are coming out and performing around the globe. So cool.
You know, I was just thinking about, you have three personalities here that normally you can't shut us up. And now we're all
We're-
And we're never together, which is what's
Yeah.
so funny is that we don't record together, the three of us, and
think we've had
we
something
certainly
to
don't
say.
do video. So this
Yeah.
is really cool.
Well, we have some events planned to rectify that. So they're going to start hearing all three of us together. That chemistry is pretty cool. So what's coming up next?
Yes, our next artist is all the way from the UK, a very talented indie artist. Her name is Natalie Miranda. And I sat down with her just a couple of days ago and interviewed her. And she's also going to be performing her song Red Lights for us as well. So
Cool.
This is Natalie Miranda right here on the International Indie Summer Fest
Let's do it.
2021. Woohoo!
Hey everyone, as promised, we have the one and only Natalie Miranda all the way from the UK to join us for our indie festival celebrating indie music around the globe. Thank you so much, Natalie, for being on the show tonight. How are you?
I'm good, Emmy. How are you?
Yeah, doing really well. Now, I'd love for our listeners and our viewers to get to know you as an artist a little bit better. So can you just tell us how you started your career in music?
Sure. Music's always been a part of my life growing up, and my grandfather was a fantastic violinist as well. And I was classically trained on the piano. I started playing piano when I was like 5 years old, and it immediately just there was a connection there. So it's always been part of my life, and I always found it something that's never judged me. Like, you know, you'd always find a song that connects with whatever mood you're going through and things like that. But singing has always been something, well, it was something I did in secret until I was about 15. I was a really shy kid growing up, lots of insecurities and things like that. And I would always sing at home with the radio just turned up really, really loud so that not even my parents could hear me. And then one summer we were away on holiday, and I kind of plucked up the courage to get up and sing karaoke one night. And I kind of turned my back to the audience and just sang like really, you know, just didn't want anyone to see me. Yeah, and it went really well, and my parents were like, "Oh my God, we didn't realize you could sing." And the reaction from the audience just made me think like, okay, I can do this now, you know. And then from that day on, I just knew that it was what I had to do. You know, there was really no other option for me.
That's so awesome. I love that though, that you that's the classic karaoke story that very few people can tell, by the way. Where you got up there and surprised everyone about how good you were. Do you think that since you started, would you say that at some point, you know, shortly thereafter, did you find your feet in terms of songwriting? Where did that kind of play into your story?
I've actually been writing lyrics and lyrics and melodies since I was about 8 or 9. I've always just sort of been inspired by whether it was silly little things that happen in your life when you're 9 years old or whatever, or movies or arguments with friends or whatever. But yeah, it's always something I've done. I just was never able to put music to it per se. I was always writing melodies and lyrics and recording them into my little dictaphone and hoping for one day when I'd be able to meet a songwriter or a producer that would help me bring them to life, but yeah, so it's just progressed over the years, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. So a poet, and then you didn't realize that you had the talent for singing, and then putting them together becomes the powerhouse that is everything Natalie Miranda, which of course comes through in all of your music. I have to say, I just have loved being introduced to you. Really, I have to thank Twitter for introducing me to your music, and I've just been so blown away by every single song that you've produced. And your website is very concise. It was easy to find everything, which thank you very much. It's always nice. And I was just blown away too, in particular about Red Lights, and I'd love to know the story behind that and the kind of the songwriting process that you went through for this song to come to us. It's gorgeous.
Sure, thank you very much. It was off the first EP I ever released back in 2017. It was an EP called Bulletproof, and Red Light was on there. And it was the first single that I made a video for. So it was a really fun video to make as well. I'll tell you about that in a sec. But the song is inspired by relationships, as most songs are. But the idea behind it is that so the protagonist has been through a really tough time in a previous relationship, and she's put up her own red light to any future relationships, any future love interests, but this guy has now come along and has run her red light basically, and she's falling in love again, and she thinks it's going to be okay this time. So it's a positive song. It's kind of got like a moody overtone to it, but if you really listen to the lyrics and everything, it's a positive song about sort of moving forward. But it was written in the car at a red light.
I love that.
And
must have been a long red light. Was it a long red light?
No, it wasn't actually. It was just a short red light. But my co-writer was just like, run a red light, run a red, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I kind of worked on that. And then he like created a track around it, and it just kind of came from that. But yeah, the songs come out of the weirdest places sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's such a great song, and I'm so happy to know the story behind the song as well, which is so cool. And you will be singing that later on as well. You have a live performance of that song, so we're excited to hear that. I'd love to know, in terms of being a songwriter and being someone that is you're such a beautiful person like you are, I feel like you really resonate with our message with Hands of Grace, Ray of Light, and also Heart of Indie Radio, where we're all about giving back, helping others with our suicide prevention program, anti-bullying program. And tonight, I'd love to talk about the healing power of music, because everyone here on the team believes that music is so healing. And we come across indie artists such as yourself that are going out there into the communities and really bringing that hope and healing to people. How does that sentence resonate with you as an artist?
I totally believe that music is healing in sort of many different ways. And I mean, like I touched on earlier, you can always find a song that is almost written for whatever you're going through. So if you're angry, you can hear an angry song and you can just be like, yeah, they understand me, or if you're heartbroken, you can hear that and go, oh, she understands me, or he understands me, or whatever it might be. But and I think it's for example, if we talk about music in general, I think the general sort of populace don't appreciate music as much as they probably should. Like, imagine a film with no music. It would be totally weird and just awkward and just, you know, just wrong. So music is in all parts of our life. You know, we hear it when we go to the shops, it's in movies, it's on adverts, it's everywhere. And it should be, I think it's very underrated. And I think artists are underrated as well. On that point.
Which is why we are here this evening celebrating the beautiful music, especially getting us through, you know, the pandemic. You know, I think that songwriting and creativity in all different areas of the arts, we've really seen, you know, a huge surge of people becoming maybe more creative than usual, or feeling more comfortable sharing those beautiful things with us. And I think it all helps, you know, bring this community of gorgeous creativity together. And I love your music. I love how you connect with your audience, you know, on social media. You also are a part of different programs where you stream your music as well, which I think is absolutely amazing. And of course, prior to the UK opening up, this was how you were able to get out, correct? And not get out, but get your music out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely last year was a huge shock for everybody. But for me, I was just like, oh my God, I can't get on the stage. Like, what? This is weird. So it took me a while. I didn't really get into online streaming until last summer. Because for me, it just seemed a bit weird. And I'm a little bit kind of, I'm not as confident when I'm talking as I am when I'm performing. So I was a bit like, oh, I'm a bit scared to do the live streaming. And but once I started it, I realized that you can obviously reach so many people at once, all over the world. You can stream as many times as you like. On platforms like Instagram and Facebook, obviously it's free, but only this year I found a platform called Stage It, which I've only just discovered, but it's been around for like 12 years. And it's a great way for indie artists to make money as well, because it's ticketed, and then people also get to tip you if they like what you do. And I've been quite lucky. I found a great community on there, and they're supporting me, and I've been on there since January now, and I wouldn't change it. I love it. So I'm still going out. I'm going out now physically to do gigs in London, but I'm still doing my online streaming twice a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And clearly, you know, you're going places with your career, and you've got such a great following, and we're so honored to have you on the show tonight and to have you be part of our global event celebrating indie music around the globe. So thank you so much for your time tonight, and so excited for us to watch now your live performance of Red Lights right here on Heart of Indie Radio. And if you're listening to tonight's broadcast, of course, you'll be listening to Red Lights by Natalie Miranda. And can you quickly show us your socials, tell us your socials, so we can stay in touch with you?
Sure. Well, the easiest way for you to find me is through my website, which is nataliemiranda.com. Through there, all my social media links can be accessed. And hey, if you like my music, you can sign up to my mailing list for free, and I'll send you a free download of my latest single, Battle Scars.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight, and we wish you the very best. Thanks so much, Natalie. All right, folks. You heard it, Natalie Miranda, right here on Heart of Indie Radio.
Should've known, couldn't see. If that let you get close to me, may not be here. Straight for trouble. Got no tears, no scars, no evidence of a broken heart. head for disaster. Can't slow down, you made a mark. Now you're gonna kickstart now. How can you catch me? 'Cause falling faster. 'Cause you take me as I am, and this wasn't in my plans. And when you crash, you broken all the rules. 'Cause you ran a red light, red light, red light, red light. Maybe tonight I'll be falling in love again. Oh, red light, red light, red light, and I just might be falling in love again. Did you see the signs? Must be colorblind, shining in my eyes. But you, red light, red light, red light. Maybe tonight I'll be falling in love again. Oh, red light, red light, red light, and I just might be falling in love again. Oh, maybe tonight I'll be falling in love again.
That was so cool. It's so catchy. I love those lyrics.
Yeah, really catchy. And I apologize, Natalie, because I kept saying red lights. That's red lights. So without the S. But no, it was super fun to sit down with her and chat and what a great artist. And yeah, cool.
Yeah, I just love that writing. It's just so cool. I was listening, and when she explained it, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty clever.
Really clever. And I like that she was sitting at a red light with her co-writer and just like, I'm gonna use this time wisely.
Inspiration comes in the craziest of places.
It really does. It really does.
So we'll have to find out what our listeners think of that new song and put it on the air as well on Heart of Indie Radio. Get her some feedback and see what people think. I think it's pretty clever. I like it.
Really clever. And she will be on later on in September as well as a featured guest. We'll get a chance to talk to her a little bit more about what's going on since the Indie Summer event.
I know, right? Say the magic words again.
Yes. International Indie Summer 2021.
You could do voiceovers if this doesn't work out.
Thank you, Captain Eddie. You're a sweetheart.
My goodness. You're the
We're going to continue with another artist all the way from New Zealand. She's originally from Oregon, my home state as well, but she lives here in New Zealand. Her name is Stephanie Beck. And a couple of years ago, she wrote a gorgeous song called I Have a Dream. And I got a chance to sit down with Stephanie and listen to her chat about all things music and, of course, share a performance of I Have a Dream right here on Heart of Indie Radio.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I was going to do a brief introduction, but we're here. And both Stephanie and I are Americans living in New Zealand. So we kind of hit it off right off the bat when we first started chatting. So Stephanie, you are an amazing singer-songwriter. You've written lots of gorgeous music. Obviously, you feel things deeply and you have no problem sharing those feelings in your songs. And I love that about you. You wrote a song a few years ago called I Have a Dream. It was the first song that I ever heard of yours. And God bless Instagram and Twitter, because that's how we came in contact with one another. But I'd love for folks to know, who is Stephanie? And more so, what makes Stephanie write music?
Well, that's quite a nice, deep question to dive right into. But well, hello, listeners. I'm so excited to be here again. And with Emme, she's so great. As she said, we're both basically sisters from Oregon, where we both from in the States, which is hilarious because of all places we meet in New Zealand on Instagram. This is the world we live in. Yeah, so me, I guess, as a person, so I'm one of 6 kids. I kind of always was the shy one growing up, not really fighting much for attention, but I always found music as my solace, as my safe place, as my place to express myself, because sometimes in a big family, it's hard to actually get your voice heard. So I just wrote down all of my words I wanted to be heard. But I've lived in New Zealand for, 15 years now, and I love it. And this is where I've really grown my music career. And I've had a lot of amazing opportunities here, which has been awesome. But I guess in regards to songwriting, so many things inspire me. It's just how I guess I filter and interpret my life experiences. I love to write about things that connect people, or wonderful feelings like, a love experience, like falling in love for the first time, or what your love story looks like specifically. One of the songs I've written was actually for a friend as a wedding gift, about their love story, which I thought was so cute. It's called Heartbeats for You, and I just loved it so much I ended up putting it on my first EP. But yeah, and it was just such a sweet song, and I just love storytelling, capturing like moments in time, feelings in time, what I'm experiencing at that time in a song, and it's like my legacy, that I can share with other people that are going through similar experiences, that can hopefully help to connect them or build them up or help bring hope of whatever that they're going through. Music is so powerful, and I just can't help but do it. I find I'm always writing songs in my head, and I have a full-time job, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm focusing on this report. Next minute, like a song's coming in my head, I'm like, no, okay, can't ignore it. Okay, typing down the idea really quickly, go into the bathroom, sing myself a little voice recording so I don't forget it, and then back to it.
I love it. And speaking of which, your full-time job, can you just tell the listeners and the viewers tonight what it is that you do for a living?
Yeah, so I am a full-time health and safety manager for a commercial construction company. And so kind of wasn't necessarily by accident. I am very passionate about that as well, because my father, who passed away in an accident a few years ago, I was super close to and always encouraged my music, but he was in the construction industry. So in a weird roundabout way, this is kind of me being connected to him daily. But I also wanted to give something back after the earthquake we had here in 2010 and 2011 in Christchurch, New Zealand. And I wanted to help people make it home to their families. So health and safety seemed like the right choice for me. And so I love it. I love when people are like, oh, you're one of those people, health and safety. Blah. And I'm just like, actually, I get to help save lives and help people help themselves get home safe at the end of the day. And then they're like, oh, that actually sounds really nice. I'm like, yeah, it is. So that's really fun. But then I have this huge creative beast inside me that's the singer-songwriter that I've always been. So the health and safety manager role is just kind of a fun addition on top of it. So I get to be very logical and extremely creative. So I'm like 2 separate beings sometimes, which is quite interesting.
I love that. And of course, in this last year and a half, we've all gone through interesting things globally, right? It's been an incredible time. I guess one of the blessings, of course, has been that we have been able to be brought together virtually, even if we've been separated from friends and family. And we've also been able to connect with music. And so tonight on Heart of Indie Radio, we are sort of celebrating the healing power of music. And I'd like to ask you, how is music important to you in that aspect of just helping your heart and your mind through difficult times?
Oh, I'll tell you, music is everything. It really is. It depends on, for instance, on some days I've kind of found during this whole pandemic situation we're all going through, which is such a weird thing that every single person in the world is being affected by it in some way. And I found that some days I'm like, yep, I'm good. I got this. And then some days for no reason, I'm just like, I feel like I can't breathe. I don't know what's happening in the world. I feel so like out of control. And I find that anxiety kind of comes in. I'm just like, oh, hang on. Okay, so let's listen to some music. Let's let's kind of try to change the mood. And I find that music can change my mood immediately. One of my favorite songs when I'm feeling like I don't got this, oh my gosh, is like, ain't nothing gonna break my stride, ain't nothing gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving.
I love that song.
Exactly. And like that's what I sing to myself. I'm like, okay, I'm all right again. And like that's the thing, like with like songs like I actually listen to my own song, I Have a Dream, a lot, because it just reminds me of my own dreams and what I'm wanting to achieve and how I do want to see the world become a better place. And music is just so powerful and healing. And like, you know, if like I find actually today at work, I was just listening to bunches of new songs. It's like, oh, like One Republic's new song, Someday. I think that's what it's called. And it was just really upbeat, like, you know, someday we'll be okay kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like that's so great. And it just helped me kind of keep ticking along. It kind of makes the mundane or the kind of boring aspects of life sometimes amazing, because you feel like you're in your own little wee movie, in your own little wee world that music creates. And music can make things better. And it also, you know, listening to some music that maybe have negative messages can bring you down. I have also experienced that too. So it just kind of reiterates to me that how music is actually such a powerful tool for connection, for healing, and changing your mood. So, you know, for anyone who's going through a hard time, listen to some upbeat, happy music, and just listen to it for a couple days and try it and just see how you change or how it might affect you.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, beautiful advice, and obviously very tangible to our listeners and our viewers tonight. And thank you, Stephanie, for your beautiful heart of gold. And you're going to be singing on the show after this.
Yes.
And you'll be singing I Have a Dream, which is such a beautiful song. So thank you for sharing your talents. I'd love for people to stay in contact with you and, of course, follow your career. So if you could tell us how we can reach you on social media and, of course, buy your music.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, it's so amazing to be here again. This is such a great station, great people that have so much heart, that really want to make a difference. And so I would love for you to stay along with me on my journey, because it's important to me. And so you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. My spelling is a little bit different. It's STEFFANYBECK. And you can also find my music on Spotify and YouTube. So check it out, follow along, and stay connected with me. I've got a lot of exciting things coming up in the very near future as well, so do stay tuned.
Woo, awesome. All right, folks, we are going to be watching and listening to Stephanie Beck singing her beautiful song, I Have a Dream, right here on Heart of Indie Radio.
Invest in our nation, love is everywhere. Ooh. Only faith can lead the way, only you will make it stay. Today's the day when I say I want to believe in this dream and never give up. Waving my true colors, I'll never surrender. Free of heart, free of mind, free to choose, free of consciousness sublime. Broken-hearted mothers, brothers fight each other. Lord, give us direction, your love and protection. We need you now more than ever. Only faith can lead the way, only you will make it stay to raise the day. believe in, believe in this dream and never give up. I say I want to believe in this dream and never give up. I say believe in this dream, never give up. I say I want to believe it. I say I want to believe. I say I want to believe it. I say I want to believe. I say I want to believe it. I say I want to believe.
Welcome back, everyone. We are so excited to hear from our very own Captain Eddie Davis, the founder, the owner of Heart of Indie Radio, and the CEO of Hands of Grace - Ray of Light. He is a gorgeous human being, and we're so happy that he can talk to us tonight to tell us all about what he's been up to. How are you, Eddie?
I'm great. Thank you. What an introduction. Thank you so much.
Well, it's great to have you on this show because you are seldom interviewed, if ever. You like to you like to hide. And of course now I was like, okay, let's get you on. We're excited too because this is the very first time we've ever done a global event for indie artists, both on camera and of course on air. So how do you feel about this very first time going around and putting this all together?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really pumped up about it. And I'll tell you what kind of precipitated this. We're always looking for something new that we can do, something out of the box we've never done before. And we always try to make sure it's also something nobody else has done before.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot of effort. And earlier in the year, I was considering the Monterey Pop Festival and Woodstock. And as you know, we actually did our own Woodstock, 3 weeks of that. And that was the highest rated show we ever had. And that kind of convinced me that we need to do something like that for independent artists because who's going to do that? Well, we are. So we've tried to put this together and it's been a bit of a learning curve. And with, as with anything else, you find out just how many hurdles you're going to have to get over. But this is going to be an annual event for us. And so, yeah, I'm just really, really pumped about this. This is pretty cool. It gives indie artists around the globe a platform to get out in front of the listeners and gives the listeners in every country an opportunity to listen to artists they may never hear any other way but on our show or on a special event like this. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's
Can you
awesome.
tell?
Yeah, I can, but I mean, you have every reason to be excited. It's a huge undertaking to get people from all over the globe to virtually kind of come together and be interviewed and share their music. And I think our individual fans of each artist has, they've already reached out during this broadcast and they've said, hey, this is so cool. Can't wait for you to do it again. And we're like, well, it's funny you should say that. We are doing it again next year.
Yep, this is going to be an annual event, and we anticipate that it's just going to continue to grow every year. They're going to remember next year in 2022. Hey, I remember that. That was really cool. Yes, count me in. And there'll be a waiting line next year probably. Get in that line early, folks. Now we're going to have emailing us. I'm in for 2022. We announced just kind of through the back door that we're going to do a Christmas special for indie artists. And here we are talking about it again. We already have 3 people committed to doing the Christmas show for kids.
Wow, that's great news.
That's cool.
That's
so there
really
you go.
cool.
You want to do you want to be part of the Christmas special? You got months to plan. Let's do it.
Oh, that's such great news. And it's really exciting too, because I think this is an opportunity for our listeners and our viewers tonight to get a chance to really know you a bit more. You are a behind the scenes person, but you have done so much. You are the reason why we're all here. And I'd love for folks to understand where that giving nature is. You have put things in place that have helped people around the globe, and you're continuously working on helping others. What drives you? What motivates you to put those things in place, to put a team together to work so hard for that goal?
Well, a couple of things. I guess I can answer the latter part of that first. This is a massive machine with a whole lot of moving parts, and I can't do it all myself. And so I need to bring in a big team to help with it. We have over 100 members worldwide that help with different aspects of this. And more than that, I want to give others the glory and the blessing of being involved in something like this, because there definitely are some blessings that come with it. Just knowing that you're making a difference in someone's lives, sometimes actually saving a life. And that is truly special. To answer the first part of the question, I grew up, if you watched our Christmas videos from this past holiday season, then I was rather transparent talking about my own childhood. I grew up with nothing, and I mean nothing, okay? And I didn't want to continue living that life, and so I pulled myself up and made something out of my life, and then I started thinking about how I could give back, how I could make a difference with other people, and that's something that just grows. And I am a spiritual person. I'm a religious person, and I'm not going to hide that. I'm not ashamed of that. And I think God has blessed me with a lot in my life, and He's also blessing me on a daily basis by putting people in my life for whom I can help make a difference, or our team can help make a difference. And so that's just so special. That's so special to me. Money is not nearly as important as people and their lives and their hearts and their souls.
That's gorgeous. And just to reiterate, in case anyone wonders, this is all volunteers. No one gets paid at Heart of Indie Radio. This is just something that, was your brainchild, something that you came up with on your own, and you wanted to give indie artists the opportunity to have airplay, and you've done that, and you've done it from the kindness of your heart. And I just want people to know that this is an organization that is completely based on volunteers.
Absolutely.
And I'd love for people to also understand the kind of the triad, as you've referred to a few times, about Hands of Grace - Ray of Light, and how it all works, because there might be some people that don't understand how the charity-based programs and the outreach programs work. So could you tell us about that?
Be happy to. Now you get me on my soapbox.
Yay!
It's not the metadata one, but it's oh my goodness. So yes, it started out with Hands of Grace and became Hands of Grace Ray of Light. The Ray is the middle name of Madison Ray Torres, who is a fallen honorary member of our team who took her own life. Regather my emotions there for a second. So the Hands of Grace Ray of Light portion, the purpose of that was to drive donors and followers to Shriners Hospitals for Children in North America, in the United States and Canada, and Texas Children's Hospitals. And the reason we do that is because both of those hospitals, if there's a child that seriously needs medical care, and for whatever reason their parents are not in a position to take care of that, they're going to do it anyway. And that's just so special. And so that's really how it started. It got started with the children's hospitals. Then we figured out that we were missing a segment of the population, and that was the teen suicide segment. And we expanded it to adults as well. But we developed a program geared around education, awareness, and prevention of suicide. And so if you go to our main website, heartofindieradio.com or handsofgrace-rayoflight.com, scroll down that first landing page, you'll see some resources there that will help you if you're in that situation, or if you know someone who is. And you can also, if you're watching this video, you're watching the show, and you need to reach out to someone, you can reach out to us. Just email us at heartofindieradio@gmail.com. It's part of what we do, and we love doing that. The next thing that happened, which is what this show is kind of tied to, is school districts around the world started cutting music programs. And I found that appalling. Sorry. And started talking to a lot of people in the industry, and who also found it appalling that the one thing you're cutting is the one thing that really needs to happen. Yeah. Every child should have the opportunity. It's not that they're necessarily going to pursue a career in music, but they at least need the opportunity to be exposed to it and have a more rounded education. And so we started trying to figure out ways to stop that from happening. And in certain districts, we've been able to stop that process and keep those music programs in place. We've also been able to help external sources, community-based operations with their own music programs for kids who can't afford the tuition, have reduced tuition or maybe some free lessons, whatever the case may be, giving away free instruments. We pick up instruments from like Guitar Center and a number of other retailers out there and sometimes just give them away. But building on that, we wanted to know what's the next logical step for independent artists. What can we really do that'll make a difference in their life? And I thought, well, they need a radio station. They need a platform because they can't get their music on FM radio. And we looked around at a lot of the stations that are online, and unfortunately, a lot of them are not licensed. And that's not picking on anybody or calling anybody out. It's just the reality of the situation. So we went ahead and bit the bullet and started Heart of Indie Radio. And that has really grown over the past few years into what it is now. It started out with just one station, as you know, Emmy, and now it's 3. Now we have the Memphis show on Friday night, and now the Nashville show on Saturday, and the European show on Sunday. And so we have 3 different music platforms for indie artists to get their music in front of listeners and get their brands out there. Another part of what we do at Heart of Indie Radio involves music education, everything from licensing to software metadata, which is part of licensing. And so we're very proud of that. We're working very hard, working extremely hard. We have a featured artist program. And so if you go to our main website, you kind of scroll down, you'll see a number of artists there. Those artists are signed with us. They are featured artists. That means they are part of this big family, this big machine, and they're helping us to educate and motivate and inspire other young aspiring artists to chase their dreams, whatever those dreams might be. It might not be music, but then again, if they're checking us out, it probably is.
Well, that's wonderful, Eddie. I would love to know a little bit more about, well, a lot more about this time that you took away from social media and emails. You had a period of time recently where no one on the team would allow you to check any of these, and it was a 30-day challenge, I believe. And anyone that saw you on social media, it actually wasn't you; it was somebody from Heart of Indie Radio, one of the team members. So, how does it feel to have experienced that time away, and what did you learn from it?
Okay. Well, I guess to answer the first question, because it's going to come up probably in DMs and emails anyway, anytime you're dealing with an entity our size, you're probably talking to a team. And it's in the interest of transparency, I think we need to say that we have a number of people who answer DMs and that sort of thing. If you want to reach any of us directly, put our names right in the subject line of the email, and then no one else is going to open it except that person. But yes, I was challenged. I had a chat with a number of people on our team, and then I had a chat with a couple of people that I love and trust that are mainstream artists, and one in particular who really pushed hard to get me to just back away from social media completely. And that includes emails, because even emails can be toxic. You feel like you need to be managing things. And so I accepted the challenge. And the minute I did that, my team, thanks, Megan, they stepped in and changed all the passwords to social media and email. So it became then a formal thing. Yes, I could have pushed the issue and regained access, but I didn't. I respected what they did. It's difficult to suddenly step back, but I did accept the challenge, and I'm not going to tell you it was easy. It was not. Initially, there's a lot of anxiety, and being the team leader, you feel like you need to be involved in things. You need to know what's going on. You need to see what's happening on social media with this artist and that artist and this situation and that situation, because some of these artists were responsible for their safety. Emails, you want to know what's happening with the labels, with different situations, and you can't read any of it. And the reason they didn't want me to read is because I feel like I need to respond to that. I need to deal with that. And they're very capable of dealing with that. And so, that was tough. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with backing away from social media. But it also, at some point, becomes empowering, because suddenly you feel free from it. You know, after it took me about 2 weeks to let go, but once I did, there was a certain relief factor involved there. I mean, on the one hand, you have the anxiety, but it starts to give way to freedom after a while, and you start to realize that you don't really have to have your hands in everything. You have a team for a reason. Let them do their jobs.
Yes.
There is another thing too. With one of the reasons that I needed to back away from social media is because I was always where the buck stopped. Sometimes, and, you know, we have a joke in the office that there's a little baby baseball bat on Megan's desk, and it's there for a reason, because she will stop a lot of nonsense. But I'm where the buck stops. And so I see a lot of the negativity on social media, and I have to deal with it or make a decision about it. And, you know, here's the thing, folks. All the negativity you see on social media out there, whether or not it bears fruit in our lives is completely up to us. You know, whether we feed that or not. And just don't pay any attention to it. Don't respond to it. Don't give it any credit. Don't give it a minute of your life or a second of your life. One of the things that I found coming back off of this hiatus from social media is, as soon as you pick up your phone and you figure, okay, I'm just going to check a few things. I'm not going to mess with this. I've learned my lesson. I'm going to stay off of it and just do what I have to do and use it as a tool. But you start picking up your phone and kind of checking things and scrolling through, and 5 minutes turns into 45 minutes. And 45 minutes turns into 2 hours. Mm-hmm. That's a chunk of your life you're never getting back. And so I think it's important that we all realize that social media and even email, it's a tool. And we have to set boundaries and not allow it to define us as a person. Our self-worth is not wrapped up in Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or emails or TikTok or anything else. And so when I came back and started looking through things, though, I think it's natural to see events that have been happening, and you're thinking, I missed this, and I missed this, and I missed this. But then reality sets in. You hit that brick wall and think, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not competing with those folks. You know, my self-worth is not wrapped up in what they're doing. I don't need to compare myself to what they're doing in their life on their social media, nor does this team need to compare or compete with others. It's important that we all embrace who we are as an individual and set some realistic expectations and boundaries, you know, around social media, and be healthy with it. I've even heard of some folks putting timers on their devices that will show them, their apps will show you how much time you spent per day on social media. And I think that's probably a healthy tool. Now, we're not, I need to clarify all of this by saying we're not saying don't follow Heart of Indie Radio or don't engage with us. No. Nor are we the exception. What we are saying is figure out what you're really doing there. Why are you on social media? Use it as a tool, and then set some boundaries and go live your life outside of an online device. We don't live on devices. We live in a virtual, or a real world, not a virtual world. Get out there in the real world. Go see someone in person. Go see the ocean in person. Go to a lake or a river. Put your feet in the water. You don't need to imagine it on the screen. Go put your feet in the water. That's what I did for a few weeks.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you back, and I'm really glad that you've shared, you know, what you've learned, but also the struggle of separating from things that you had, you know, you were doing it pretty much 24 hours a day. You were around the clock, because there is such a need. You know, you have started this organization, and it's incredibly intricate, and we do have great volunteers around the globe. But you know, it does stop with you. It start and stop with you. So I can understand and appreciate the pressure that you've been under. So thank you, and we're excited to have you on tonight. You've shared from your heart, and I hope that it's helped and inspired other people in all the good ways. So thank you, Eddie, very much.
And if I can encourage anybody out there to do anything differently in their life, aside from stepping back a little bit from online activities, is to engage with the people in your life, recognize opportunities when they walk into your life, to touch others' lives, to be kind, to say a few kind words. It only takes a few seconds and you can change that person's life. And that can have a snowball effect, a ripple effect. And they're going to pass it on. You don't realize it, but you're creating a ripple effect of kindness and love. And that's kind of what we're all about with Heart of Indie Radio and Handspray's Ray of Light. It's all about love and kindness and sharing that message around the world. And thank you, Emme, for being a part of it.
Oh, it's been an amazing couple of years with you guys. So very excited. And thank you to all of our listeners and viewers this evening for sharing this very special event with music from all over the globe from our very own indie artists. So thank you again, Eddie, and we'll be back to the music shortly.
All right. Thank you, Emme.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I hope you're all enjoying the show, and thanks so much for hanging out. It's been an awesome night filled with great music and great people. Up next, we have an interview by Andy and another little song by her as well. So here we go. This is Andy.
Welcome back, everybody. You are still hanging out with us here at the International Indie Summer 2021, and we are so blessed to have an artist with us that has been on our top 10 twice in the #1 spot and held it for 6 weeks each time, none other than Andy. Andy, welcome.
Hello. You're all right.
Totally digging this new look. It's so cool.
Super cool. Yeah. Oh, and we love your music. I mean, every time we get a chance to talk to you, we think we'll be able to say something beyond that, but it's so amazing. And a lot of people have already written in knowing that you're going to be on the show, and they're just like, we're going to be glued to the screen the whole time. So we're like, yeah, her fans are pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. And they haven't had any new offerings in a while, so getting a new song, they're going to be pretty hyped about it. So I have no doubt. That's really cool.
So Andy, where are you calling us from tonight? Where are you located?
London. Well, Dartford, near London in England.
And how are things going over there right now?
We're not in a lockdown, which is nice.
Yes.
But it's still a bit weird. Like it's not back to normal yet. And it's just hard with all people being pinged as well on this app that we have. So like if you get pinged, you have to stay at home and things like that. So going to the studio has been quite hard.
Are you concerned about being around people that might be infected? Describe for the listeners what you're talking about, getting pinged. What type of software over there?
So over here we have something called a NHS app. So it's our National Health Service app. So if we go into a venue, then we have to check into a venue. So we scan a barcode thing, and then it will tell you if you've been in the same place as someone that has got COVID.
Yeah, Apple's doing that over here, and so you can be in a public place and your phone's going off telling you you've got 4 people around you that have either been infected or been near someone that's infected, and so you're freaking out. I just rely on Amazon. Let Amazon bring it to the door. Forget about it. Just not. This thing's tried to take me out twice over the past year, so no, I'm just gonna stay clear. So what's going on musically? What have you been doing musically? You just kind of disappear for a little while. I know there's been some creative juice going on. What have you been doing?
So recently, I have actually been able to go up to the studio, which I'm really, really happy about and grateful for. And we have a new song coming out on the 17th, I think it's Friday.
Friday the 17th of September?
I think it's 17th, and I'm really proud of it. And I just can't wait for everyone to listen to it. And we have 3 more songs on their way.
Awesome. Yay! Well, you know that you'll have a home here at Heart of Indie Radio with your brand new music. Congratulations, that's fantastic.
So you're going to perform something for the audience today. What song's coming up?
It's Hole in Your Heart, and it's
Oh.
one that I released, and yeah, so it's not too bad. It's one that we sort of haven't put out too much, so I want to push it as much as I can now that we can.
It's a great song, Andy. I was jamming to it earlier this morning. It was actually my morning jam, and it's really good. I think listeners are going to love it. So I'm glad that you're pushing this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to do well. Everything that you touch turns to gold. So
very true.
Just truth in words. Say.
And Andy, where can people find your music and find you on social media? We want to make sure that everyone keeps in contact with all of your musical journey.
So you can find all of my songs on every single digital platform. So that's like Apple Music, Spotify, like Deezer, things like that. And my social media, Andy_official_. And I'll be posting releases on all of them as well, so people can follow along.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Andy, for all of your musical success, but also what a beautiful heart you have. You know, it really comes through in everything you do. And thank you for bringing people so much cheer, especially during this time. I remember seeing those footage or that footage of you performing for your neighbors in lockdown, and just, you know, that was beautiful. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being a part of this first offering of the International Indie Summer. So, you know, this is going to be something we're going to do every year.
So much.
You know that you make me wanna feel like I should take you when I get my chance, and I won't do what I do. Building all these barricades to give myself a safer place. Don't wanna hide away, gon' do what I do. Can't break me down, 'cause I know better now, ain't gonna drag me down there. Can't break me down, won't let you into me, ain't gonna take you nowhere. 'Cause I never walk away from it. Said I'ma tell you now, you gotta pay for it. Get your body back, you ain't done with it. So listen to the truth. I don't even care what you think about me. I'll make every bone in your whole body. You straight up, you really think you know me. 'Cause I'm burning a hole in your heart. I don't even care what you say about that. You know I love a little payback. You straight up, you really think I'm like that. Now I'm burning a hole in your heart. You think that you can play me, but you don't know what you're dealing with. Don't underestimate the woman I be. But once you had control of me, but now you best be ready. Don't underestimate, gon' be what I be. 'Cause I never walk away from me. So I'ma tell you now, you gotta pay for it. Get your body back, you ain't done with it. Now listen to the truth. I don't even care what you think about me. I'll make every bone in your whole body. You straight up, you really think you know me. 'Cause I'm burning a hole in your heart. Now I don't even care what you say about that. You know I love a little payback. You straight up, you really think I'm like that. Now I'm burning a hole in your heart. Don't underestimate the woman I be.
You get on a roller coaster, you reach for those straps, or they do it for you. They buckle you in. And so we use that caption sometimes at the Heart of Indie Radio. Buckle up, folks, is one of my favorite captions. But I mean, geez, from all these hits that she's had, you know, Let You Go, Enough About Me, Jealous, Second Chance, and now Hole in Your Heart. I feel like with this new track, you might as well just buckle up. She always dominates the chart.
Oh, it's awesome. It was really good to catch up with her.
It was. It's been a while. We missed her Good time.
Yeah, I mean, I was so glad I got to have her on my live stream as well. I take all the Heart of Indie artists and I'm like, that's mine now.
I know, right?
I like,
Borrow that one.
yeah, I bring them onto my little stream. But no, she was awesome on there, awesome on here, and it's always great to talk to her. But now, Emmy, so you recently sat down with Jake Anderson to talk about his music, and you interviewed him. He's going to do a little song as well. So yeah, we should check that out right here on Heart of Indie Radio International Summer 2021. Let's check that out.
Hey everyone, we are doing all things indie tonight on Heart of Indie Radio. And tonight we've got a very special guest. His name is Jake Anderson. He is living in Nashville and I think living the dream of being a songwriter and an artist and putting out gorgeous music. Jake, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the show, this special event celebrating independent artists like yourself. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, and welcome to Nashville.
Thank you. And by the way, your setup is super, super cool. I love it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, you gotta record them once you write them, otherwise they get lost in the ether. So.
Yes, that's very true. So please tell us, how did you start your musical career?
So I'm a little bit of an odd tale when it comes to how I started in music. I played for forever. I started playing guitar when I was 8, and music was always a big part of my life. And I've got my grandfather's record collection downstairs of old 70s singer-songwriters and, old country music and things like that. But I was actually on track to do, I was in the medical field. I moved to Nashville actually to work at Vanderbilt in sports medicine. And so I was here working with an orthopedic surgeon and doing surgery a couple of days a week and seeing patients, and I was miserable. Not because of the people I worked with. The doctor I worked with was awesome. It was just not the right thing for me to be doing. And my wife noticed that and basically kicked me out of the house and made me start playing shows, because I'd been playing since I was a kid. And she's like, well, you write all these songs and you don't suck at it. So you might as well get out there and play. Maybe you'll be a little bit happier. And it just kind of snowballed. I got involved with ASCAP and selected for a project they called the GPS project, where you meet with publishers and industry professionals every month, a couple times a month. And I did that for a year. But it's been just this big journey of like personal healing and becoming more closely, more myself. I think for me, that's been something huge is, regardless of how big or successful I get, I have the opportunity to express myself in a way that I wasn't before. And my life is very different.
I love that. And what happens when you run into old colleagues from your previous life? Are they at your shows?
Sometimes.
Are they aware of what you're doing?
So yeah, they're definitely aware because I left there to do this. But they, I still have great relationship with them. And if somebody gets hurt, I'm the guy to call because I can get you in to see my friends that I used to work with. Yeah, they're all really great people. So it's been good to maintain those relationships. And there was no bad blood when I left or anything like that. It was just, it was what was best for me and for my wife and my kids.
I love that. And clearly, you've gone from strength to strength with music, the songwriting. You've been acknowledged as a songwriter over and over again. And we had you on about, I think it was a little over a year ago, with Simple Truce, and that's your duo where you perform. And tell us a little bit about where you are in terms of right now. You've got some new music coming out, which I want you to tell us about. And
all right, so I have a solo project that I recorded, and the first song off of that project is going to be coming out on September 17th. It's called The Thing About the Truth, and I actually recorded it like in February, right before, maybe 3 weeks before there was a tornado in Nashville, and then the next week everything shut down for COVID. So we had finished recording, and a really good friend of mine, Mike Porman, produced it, and I just had friends play on the record. And it's a project that I wrote for my family, and for just that. I think as a songwriter, I want to say things that matter. And one of the most important things I could possibly say is, as a father and a husband, the 3 other songs on this project it's one for each of them: my son, my daughter, and my wife. And so, in the best I could, I tried to say what I needed to say. If anything were to ever happen to me, or Lord willing, I live a long life, but I wanted them to have in 3 minutes and 30 seconds everything I would possibly want them to know and carry with them. And the thing about the truth is a song that really it's probably the most personal song that I've written. And it's about the beginning of my wife and I's relationship. And, like any marriage, you hit speed bumps, there's things that you withhold, maybe out of fear. And I think for me personally, there was a lot of things, and this plays into also like why I was in the medical field and not living the life I think I was supposed to be living, and really unhappy. It was this song is really about that. It's about being afraid to tell the person that you care about the most what you're really feeling and what you've really been through, because it could blow everything up. And I'm really lucky that I have an amazing wife that has supported me and pushed me to do the things that I'm doing now.
I love that. And the song, I feel very fortunate. I've had a sneak listen to the song, and it brought tears to my eyes when I first heard it. And then just you telling the story has also made me, yes, a little bit of waterworks here. So excuse me, folks. But,
It's my superpower. Getting the tears.
I would love for you to give a shout out to your wife.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that. Christy, I'm here talking to this person in New Zealand, to Emme, who's wonderful, by the way, because of your support. And I love you, and I wouldn't be doing this without you.
Beautiful. Well, I'm so honored to have you on the show this evening. Everyone here at Heart of Indie Radio is, supportive to your career, and we're excited to see the next steps and the things that you're going to be doing, especially with this brand new single that comes out September 17th. So if you could just tell us the title again, where folks can get it, we would love to support you and your journey.
Great. So the song again is called "The Thing About the Truth," and it's going to be available everywhere digitally. And if you go to jakeandersonmusic.com, there'll be a link there that you can go to that should allow you to go on Spotify or Apple Music and pre-save or follow. And if you're seeing this after that, it will still be available post-release as well. So
awesome. And you're going to be performing live right now.
Yeah, why not?
Singing the song. Awesome. Well, we're excited. We're excited. So let's go. Let's do it.
All right, great. I'm going to take these off if that's okay.
Okay, no worries.
You just let me know if I'm give me an up or a down if I'm too loud.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks. You want to know about my dad? Why I don't call him for advice? Conversations with my friends. We stay out all night. And you wonder what I'm thinking on those drives I take alone. Would I lead a different life if you weren't waiting there at home? Well, there's a chance that it'll hurt you or it'll set you free. It can make a feeling stronger, make you see things differently. It can tear all love apart or make it feel brand new. Yeah, I'm scared to let you in, 'cause I'm scared of losing you. That's the thing about the truth. I never hold you like I should. When we're lying here in bed, and I know all these things I'm thinking should be all the things I said. Oh, I wanna tell you about my past and why I love you took so long. But I ain't brave like that. When it could all go wrong. Oh, there's a chance that it'll hurt you or it'll set you free. It can make a feeling stronger, make you see things differently. It can tear all love apart or make it feel brand new. Yeah, I'm scared to let you in, 'cause I'm scared of losing you. That's the thing about the truth. That's the thing about the truth. Well, there's a chance that it'll hurt you or it'll set you free. It can make a feeling stronger, make you see things differently. It could tear all love apart or make it feel brand new. Yeah, I'm scared to let you in, 'cause I'm scared of losing you. That's the thing about the truth. That's the thing about the truth. That's the thing about the truth.
But I'm stuck on the passenger side, holding on, but it goes too fast and I can't seem to quiet it my mind. So I guess that I've accepted this is how it has to be. In the chaos and the madness I will find a way to breathe. And I'm sick of feeling like I have everybody to please. At the end of the day, they might just go and leave. I'm not slowing it down, not slowing, won't turn it around, not going, 'cause I'm in control. All alone, I don't owe anybody anything, ain't checking my phone, no I don't care, lost my fear, spiral back into control, but I'm not scared, stay in your life. So I guess that I've accepted this is how it has to be. In the chaos and the madness I will find a way to breathe. And I'm sick of feeling like I have everybody to please. At the end of the day, they might just go and leave. I'm not slowing it down, not slowing, won't turn it around, not going, 'cause I am in control. 'Cause I am in control.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching Heart of Indie Radio's very special, very first edition of International Indie Summer 2021. And we have with us here Nashville recording artist Allison Leah. Allison, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. This is just so exciting, and I'm loving that background. That is just so beautiful. So you got to tell us what's going on. You even matched the scarf and everything.
Right. Well, you know, today I'm actually visiting home. I'm from New York. So I'm up at my family's home and it's a little cold, believe it or not, even though I know it must not be down back at home. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Perfect fall weather to start off September.
So what's the temperature there?
I think it's about 65, 70 degrees.
Oh, I'll trade you in a heartbeat.
I do. I think it's really nice. It's just very rainy.
So when are you gonna be back in Nashville?
In about 3 days, probably in time for this weekend.
That is just around the corner. So you're gonna be there just in time for all the excitement. Yeah, there's so many things going on down there. So you've been on our show before. We've interviewed you, and some of our listeners know your whole story, but some of the listeners and viewers today from around the world don't know your story. So let's talk a little bit about that, about your debut EP.
Yeah, about my debut EP. So, I was born and raised up here in New York, actually, so it's kind of fitting that I'm here today. And I grew up really surrounded by music. When I was probably a teenager, I really decided that this was the career I wanted to take and this is what I wanted to do. And so I started kind of consolidating my music into about 6 songs, and that became my first EP. And it was called Fly Home. I released it in 2018. And it was singer-songwriter, kind of country indie folk. And now I'm branching more into the pop genre for my next release, which I'm really excited about.
And then came Coffee Cup, right?
Yeah, and then came Coffee Cup. It's actually fitting. Coffee Cup's the song that I'm going to share with you today. And because I know you like that one, and it's also a really just one that I love, especially over the fall. But I wrote that one back in actually 2017, and it really was a really fitting, warm song. I feel like actually I'll take it back. I think all seasons are good for coffee, but
Not to say.
but yeah, but I'm like, especially at the summer festival, you know. But I wrote that one. I was like, I really want this to be a true folk song. I didn't have a true folk song out, and it's about falling in love in a coffee shop, so I figured it would be fitting.
Now, is that falling in love, or falling in love with coffee?
You almost had me there.
I was going to let you go down that trail just to see where it went to. And you know, you had this song that came out during all of the COVID challenges we're still actually facing. We thought we had light at the end of the tunnel, and suddenly we don't again. But We Can Still Sing was such a cool song. Tell us about that, because some people don't know that story. That is so cool.
Thank you. We Can Still Sing is probably like just one of my favorite songs that I've written. But I wrote it actually like the first 3 days of lockdown, back when, you know, everyone's, including myself, all of our tours were canceled, our livelihoods were put on hold, and we just didn't know where the world was going to take us. And so I actually was like scrolling through Instagram or at that point and saw this viral video of people singing from their balconies in Europe.
Oh, right.
And yeah, and it really touched me and gave me hope. And so I wrote a song about it. And actually in the song, you can hear my friend, who was one of the people singing out of his window in Spain, on the recording. So it's really special to me, and I'm just really happy it's resonated with people.
That is so cool. I love that. And of course, we have your brand new release that we debuted here on Heart of Indie Radio, What I'm Missing.
Yes.
That.
Oh my goodness. Thank you again for sharing that. That was so special. And I loved just getting to do that with you. But yeah, so what I'm missing is actually my newest release, and it's my first branch into the pop world. It's definitely more commercially pop sounding, and I wrote it kind of as like a response almost to We Can Still Sing, but way after the fact. So I wrote it just about a lot that I've learned about myself over the last year and a half, but it kind of goes deeper than that and talks about where I want to be. But it's also just like a fun, catchy pop track. And I love I always loved listening to songs that were really catchy and made me want to dance. But then when you listen to the lyrics, it has a deeper meaning. So that's how I tried to craft that song.
Cool. That is awesome. So what we're going to hear next is Coffee Cup, right?
Yeah. Right here.
So we ready to do this? How can the listeners find you out there?
Yeah, so you can find me anywhere at Allison Leah Music, which is my name is ALLISONLEAH. So if AllisonLeahMusic.com, on Instagram, TikTok now, Twitter, Facebook, the whole 9 yards, and then AllisonLeahMusic.com.
Well, you guys can expect to hear a lot from Allison because now we have a Nashville show, as you are very much aware. That is so exciting having a station based right there in Nashville. So absolutely. All right, let's go to the music. You ready?
Yep. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us, Allison, and we will talk soon. Okay, let's hear that song.
Hi, this is Allison Leah, and this is my song Coffee Cup. Lost myself this afternoon. Thought I'd stop and catch my breath. Opened the doors to an old cafe and decided to stay. And I found something new instead. You were sitting there sipping from your coffee cup. You didn't have anyone to fill it up. I was whistling, listening to stairs creak, wishing I was hearing the sound of you speaking. I need your voice. I want your touch, and all you have is that coffee cup. I find the words to ask your name. You get the nerve to say it back. I feel the words fall from my lips, and then yours meet them with a grin. You were sitting there sipping from your coffee cup. You didn't have anyone to fill it up. I was whistling, listening to stairs creak, wishing I was hearing the sound of you speaking. I need your voice. I want your touch, and all you have is that coffee cup. I want to say we fall in love, we have it all. Oh, and very well I still don't know. 'Cause I'm here trapped in the moment our eyes met, ready to leave this daydream out in the cold. You were sitting there sipping from your coffee cup. You didn't have anyone to fill it up. I was whistling, listening to stairs creak, wishing I was hearing the sound of you speaking. I need your voice. I want your touch, and all you have is that coffee cup. And all you have is that coffee cup.
Wow, 3 great artists. Oh my goodness. Jake, Michaela, and Allison.
Wow.
It's been a
So cool.
It's been a busy night.
It's been a really busy night. Yeah.
I just love it. It takes you on this emotional journey, you know. Just imagine being on a boat at sunset, you know, as the sunset's just kind of coasting along, listening to her acoustic version of that. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I really like that song a lot. And I liked the I liked how you asked her, now was that about coffee or
Yeah. Calling
you know, what a great lineup, you guys. Yeah, really happy. Really, really happy. And thank you to Lauren too, who's behind the scenes. No one can see him, but he's making sure that everything runs smoothly for us. So really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, there's actually, you know, in transparency, there's a lot of people behind the scenes here. Should probably do a shout out to Josh and Scott and Megan and Jess and Ashley and Demay. There's just so many people, and everybody that was in the video. Oh my goodness, thank you guys so much. This has been an incredible 2 days. It's their first international indie summer, and I couldn't have asked for anything better for a first run. It's turned out really well. And we're going to do it again next year. We've already got the date. If you'd like to know what they are, you'll have to watch social media, but we have the dates. So yeah, it's been so cool. And I want to thank everybody out there for listening and for being involved in this as well. I know we're missing names, and if we've missed your name, it's not by design. And thanks to all these artists, 21 artists over 2 days. That's
a lot. It's awesome.
That's a lot of artists.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
Be sure and share this show because it'll be on demand after it airs the first time. It'll be on demand on Mixcloud and YouTube and probably on Yard Stream too at some point. So it's going to be everywhere. It's not going away. So keep sharing it with friends and family and let them enjoy all this music they probably won't hear any other way.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all the indie artists around the globe. And yeah, if this is your first experience with Heart of Indie Radio, there is so much more that's coming over the next several months. Yeah. This is the place for great indie music.
It is. If you have questions about anything that we do at Heart of Indie Radio, just email us at heartofindieradio@gmail.com. We encourage you to hit our webpage, heartofindieradio.com, and just kind of scroll down that landing page and learn a little bit more about us because we do so many things. And this is just one more thing that we're adding to the lineup. And hopefully you enjoyed it. I know we have.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so wonderful. And thank you to you, Emmy, and you, Eddie. It's been awesome. I'm so glad that I'm a part of this and that I'm a part of this awesome team. You guys support independent artists, which the way it should be. It is the way it should be. But with that said, I do want to make a shameless plug because I am an independent artist and, you know, so I have a song. It's available for pre-save and pre-order and pre-ad or whatever the words are on every platform. And if you show me proof that you've done one of those things, you'll be entered into a contest to win a prize pack full of a bunch of awesome merch, a lot of merch. So there's one of 3 prize packs, so there's a pretty good chance. And yeah, the song comes out officially on September 9th. So hopefully you'll all enjoy it. It's called Helpless. So stay tuned. But yes, that's my shameless plug. I am done.
Nothing shameful about that. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Something on the show. So, miss that? Now go ahead and save it. Yeah.
Yes.
And Emmy, what's coming out new from you?
Yeah, so I've got a brand new song called Beauty in the Night. It was recorded in New York City a few years back, and it's a very fun soul kind of electronic song that I collaborated with a very talented producer and songwriter, Vasily Gavray. So we co-wrote this song and recorded it, and it's never been out in the universe until now. So it's pre-order right now over on iTunes, and the song comes out officially on the 15th of September. So really excited, and I'm getting a chance to sit down with you guys on the Memphis show, which is cool. Yay!
That is really
so
cool.
More wild fun with Eddie and Avery.
Absolutely.
Just have to hit the giggle button.
Yes.
Well, speaking of shameless plugs, I'm going to make an announcement here. I'm not going to share the name yet. We have a new signed featured artist coming on board with Heart of Indie Radio. So get ready for that.
Yay!
Awesome. Wow, that's exciting.
Yes.
This is a really big family, and hey, we've got room for more. So come on, come join the family. We would love to have you. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to all these artists and supporting them over the past 2 days. This has been an incredible first round, and again, we have next year already planned. So there will be 2022 and 2023 and 24. You get the pattern. So hopefully we'll have these young ladies with us, far into the future. I can't imagine they want to go. Where would you go? This is home. But thanks to Avery and thanks to Emme for being with us, and helping to make this possible and helping to make the station possible. It runs because of all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eddie. And thank you, Avery. And to all of our listeners and viewers, thank you so much for your support of indie music. And be sure to like and subscribe to Heart of Indie Radio's YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at Heart of Indie. And be sure to email us at heartofindieradio@gmail.com and let us know what you thought of this very first International Indie Summer event. We would love to hear from you.
And we pushed it to the end, didn't we? The last week of summer.
We did.
Well,
that's okay. It happened. Yay.
Yeah, we're happy. All right. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and we will see you next year. Actually, we'll see you next week on Heart of Indie Radio. This event. Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone. Take care.